everyone, I thought I would jump on here and give you guys an update about what's been happening with me and all of that. For anyone who's maybe jumping into this video not knowing what's going on and having not been on my channel before, just a bit of background. I have been chronically ill for over 10 years. I haven't known what's wrong with me, and I've dealt with a lot of like IBSD type symptoms, a lot of pain and things like that, and other symptoms, and just never really known what's going on. And over the last maybe few years, my health really declined until recently, where it was getting so bad where I was struggling to actually work and function. I was cancelling tickets to things, events, having to cancel family functions, having to cancel everything because I was just too sick to be able to do anything. The pain was just horrendous, and all the other IBSD symptoms and all of that sort of thing. And for my regular subscribers, I've been offline for a little bit. And even before I went offline, I wasn't really posting as much. And that was very much because of being so unwell. And so recently let me just start where it all kind of started. I've been going backwards and forwards with specialists to try and work out what's going on. I've had a gastro specialist, I've had a few actually, and multiple tests done to try and work out what's going on for me, like gastro type tests, all the sorts of endoscopies, colonoscopies, various other things. That wasn't working. I was sort of being tossed between them and going to like a dietitian because they couldn't work out why I was so sick. Nothing was really making sense. There was no results that were kind of making sense. And so I tried all sorts of different diets, and then most recently I was suggested again by my gastro specialist, I think it was honestly a bit over a year ago, to try diet again because he still wasn't sure what was going on. So I found a dietitian, and I found one that was doing the Royal Prince Albert Hospital diet because it was something I hadn't tried. Like I'd tried everything else before. I'd done the FODMAP diets, I'd done the gluten-free, I'd done my own kind of elimination diets, anything. I was desperate to get well, absolutely desperate. It was very tough to deal with the pain. Anyone who has dealt with chronic pain, you'll know what it's like to live with pain every day and never have a relief, or maybe you'd have an occasional relief, because I would occasionally have a day where I maybe felt okay, or maybe not a whole day, but and so I was trying everything. And anyway, it was my dietitian that I was seeing for the Royal Prince Albert Hospital diet who we were getting to a point where I was eliminating everything, and she sort of said, I think there's something medical going on. Have you checked into endometriosis? Now, I've spoken on my channel before about the fact that I thought that I don't have it. I was feeling pretty damn sure about that fact. So when she said that, I was reluctant to look into it because my period is painful, but nothing that I can't cope with, and my other symptoms didn't seem to be cyclical. It wasn't like when that time of the month came along that everything was happening. I just had pain every day. I had IBS stuff every day, or just about every day. So when she said that, I was a bit dubious, but I thought, you know what, I'll just rule it out. Let me go get imaging done, internal ultrasound. Nobody wants to get that done, but I'm like, maybe I should. I did and ah about it, I'll be honest. I dragged my feet about it, and I wasn't sure if I would do it. And I ended up going to just a local imaging. They weren't even a women's imaging, just because I just wanted to get it over and done with. And if I'm honest, I was hoping that they would just do a regular ultrasound, not internal, and be like, yeah, you're fine, off you go. And they did end up having to do internal. Basically, she started scanning me on my belly and went, "Ooh, you've got a very, very large cyst." So they found a cyst straight away. The cyst was the only thing we knew about at that point in time. And the first lot of imaging was basically, oh, we don't know what it is. Maybe it's endometriosis, maybe it's dermoid, maybe it's even cancer. And so that was pretty scary. I've been like dealing with being unsure about whether it's cancerous or whether it's not, and all of that sort of thing, because there was a whole big wait before I could work out whether it was, because really the best way to know, or the only real way to know, like blood tests will indicate maybe, but it's not really that conclusive. Certain ones aren't that conclusive until they do a biopsy, and then they can be really sure. So you're sort of still in limbo land the whole time along. Anyway, I went on a waiting list to get the cyst removed, but public system is slow, and it was gonna be possibly 12 months before I had anything done. And with how sick I was, this was just at least one possible thing that was adding to my symptoms. You know, having a cyst could press on things, make my IBS worse, maybe that's making my pain worse. So I wanted to get it sorted. And luckily, my husband's parents were in a position to help me with going private, because then I could quickly get it done. So I went, and even without that, I wanted to find a private specialist just to at least talk to, even if I didn't get the procedure done, because I was left with no answers. I was left with this imaging that said it could be anything, and that was it. You know, go on a waiting list, wait around. And I didn't want to do that. So I found a specialist, went to her. She got another lot of imaging done. And this one said, oh, we think it's dermoid, basically. And yeah, and that was it. We decided, because we had, my husband's folks were, you know, very much like, just get it done, we'll pay for it. You know, it was so nice of them. They knew it could help me a lot with my symptoms and hopefully make me better. And we were really hopeful that, you know, this surgery, removing this cyst, would help me a lot. So the day came where I was, you know, in for the surgery. I went in very early in the morning. You know, they put me out. It was about 9 o'clock in the morning, just after 9 o'clock in the morning. And then woke up at, I think, 1 o'clock or something. And basically had been told that my surgery, which was supposed to be an hour long, went for nearly 3 hours. What we had thought was the surgery would be remove the cyst. The cyst was 7 centimetres big. They were going to remove the ovary, because I've had cysts before that were even bigger than that. They were 15 centimetres, and I had a dermoid cyst on both ovaries, and somehow it's, you know, I got another cyst, even though that doesn't happen very often. So they thought, let's take it out, the ovary that's got the other cyst, just in case it happens again. And they took the tube, and then they shortened the other tube, fallopian tube, just reduces cancer risk apparently. So I was like, yeah, cool, do that as well while you're in there, why not? And as it turns out, when I was waking up and my doctor came to speak to me, she looked like she'd just gone through a war. She basically went, oh my God. She said it was a mess in there, basically. That was her words. It was a mess in there. She said, you have endometriosis. She said my ovary, the one they removed, had swollen up to the size of like an orange, on top of the fact that there was a cyst on it. And it had stuck to everything else. It had stuck to my bowel, my pelvis. I don't even know what else, but like it had stuck to everything that was around it, and everything had just all fused in together. So it took her a really long time to separate everything. So the surgery was much more involved. They still managed to do it keyhole. She was determined, even with the size of my cyst, to do keyhole, because otherwise I'd have to stay overnight. And because we were paying for, like, we were self-funding the private fees and all of that, it would have just been a lot of extra out-of-pocket fees. So that was really nice of her to try and do that. And she did manage to do that, which I find amazing because they were able to separate all my organs and everything with these 4, you know, well, some of them were a little larger because they had to remove this big cyst, but it was still keyhole, you know, surgery. So that was just such a shock. She was shocked. She wasn't expecting to see endometriosis. I certainly wasn't expecting that that's what they'd find, because the imaging just didn't really suggest that there was anything going on. In fact, even the original imaging, when she was doing it, she said, "Oh, I don't think you've got endometriosis." But once they sent the thing through, they still, for whatever reason, said, "Oh, maybe the cyst was an endometriosis cyst, or maybe it was dermoid or whatever." So basically had no idea that it was going to be endometriosis. And like I said, I had no reason to think that it was, just from my personal understanding about what endometriosis was, which I didn't have a lot of understanding, if I'm honest, but just everything I knew was that, oh, it should be more related to your cycle, and the pain is more like happens more when you have your cycle and everything like that. And, you know, look, if anyone out there is in a similar boat where maybe it could be endometriosis, you haven't had that ruled out, and potentially you've got IBS symptoms, and yeah, definitely look into it, because don't be like me, because I went 10 years. I could have had this fixed years ago, obviously, if I had have known, or if anyone had said, go and get that checked out. But no one had ever really said that. And not no one had said it. I think I had run into people who had it, who had said maybe it is. But none of my health professionals had said that it was endometriosis, or, you know, suggested that I go get it checked out or anything like that. So I didn't think it was. So I wasn't advocating for myself, because I know a lot of times the issue is the woman is advocating for, I think I have it, and maybe they're not being believed or whatever. But the problem was, I also wasn't advocating for me, because I didn't think it was either. So yeah, the recovery was hard. I'm a couple of weeks, just maybe 2.5 weeks post-surgery now, and the first week was obviously the roughest. My gyno said I was what they call stage 2 endometriosis. That I think there's 4 stages of endometriosis. You don't cure it, so she has fixed what she saw in there, but it could come back. It can keep growing and doing things, so I still need to be wary. I may need further surgeries in the future. You know, even with stage 2, she said it was a mess, so I'd hate to think what stage 4 is. My camera cut me off, which it shouldn't have done. I'm not sure why. Anyway, what I was saying is, every stage of endometriosis, and every person with endometriosis, regardless of the stage, it's different from my understanding. Like, you could be stage 4 and not even have symptoms and not realize you have it, or you could be stage 1 and be in horrendous pain, just because of like how it grows and where it grows and that sort of thing. Like, it can cause different complications just depending on how it's growing. It doesn't matter how extensive it's growing. I guess it matters on what it's doing. So for me, it had become very unmanageable. I'd lost a lot of quality of life. Pain was every day, just about. It was horrible, but it didn't feel like period pain. Most of the time, it was like getting gastro and getting those kind of kick in the guts type of pain most of the time, or just this bowel pain that was all day kind of thing, or things feeling like they clenched to the point where it give you headaches and everything. It was, all the different types of pains really. But yeah, so surgery it took a bit to recover from. Also during the surgery, the anaesthetist had trouble putting the tube down, so he ended up scratching my tonsils. He was concerned that he'd done damage, in fact, to my throat or tonsils, because, and he was very honest about it. He showed me that this metal kind of looked like a crochet hook that they used to do whatever they're doing, and he was concerned that that had scratched, well, it did scratch the tonsils, but he was worried about any further injury. I also cracked a tooth during surgery, so recovery was a bit difficult. Like, it turned out, apparently cracking a tooth in surgery is common because you are out, and so you can clamp down too hard on things, but it wasn't their fault, because looking into it, this tooth was actually infected, but I didn't know because it hadn't caused any trouble until then. And obviously I must have cracked down too hard, and it had fully cracked through the tooth to the point where it couldn't be saved, and they had to pull the whole tooth out. So I will have to go back and get a crown and stuff done. So my speech is a little, I don't know, lispy or something at the moment, because I'm not used to having this tooth on the side removed. So on top of surgery, a week out, I had to get that tooth pulled because it was causing me a lot of pain. And yeah, so it's the recovery's been hard. As my gyno doctor said, who did the surgery, she said it was major surgery, so she's not surprised that I had my post-op and I was saying I still had pain. The pain for me came back freshly again when I got my first period post-surgery, but it wasn't like period pain. It did feel like the surgery pain. So, and I didn't know that happened, but I've since learnt that some people experience that after that type of surgery. So I was down for the count again after that. But we're really hopeful that I might be actually well after this, at least for a time. Like I said, it's not cured. You don't cure endometriosis, but it can kind of go, I don't know if remission's the word, but it can become more dormant at different stages of your life. I don't know what is going on with my camera today. It must be like out of sorts because it keeps shutting off randomly. I've had this trouble for a time and I'm not sure what it is, so hopefully this isn't too bitsy, but I'm too tired to worry about it too much because, like I said, I'm still recovering. So I don't know, I wanted to sort of explain what happened a little bit and my background for anyone who might be in the same boat, who isn't thinking they have endometriosis but could, because I wish someone had said that to me. I could have saved myself a lot of pain, given myself a lot better quality of life for so many years, and I just didn't know. So I hope this helps someone out there. Yeah, and I also wanted to give everyone who is a regular subscriber a bit of an update of what's going on with me. I'm hoping to get back into projects. I am still going kind of slow. My body gets quite tired still very quickly. So I had a project on the go and I hope to get back into that very soon. But I can't guarantee when the next video will be out. It's a bad time of year because usually like around Halloween is when my channel kind of kicks off and I start doing more projects, because a lot of my stuff suits Halloween. There's a lot of like creative and costume stuff and projects and things that suit Halloween, and I haven't been able to do anything much at the moment, so hoping to get back into it. Hopefully if everything's good, I might even be like able to do much more than I was able to do, fingers crossed. I don't want to get my hopes up too much, but like I'm really just hopeful that I'll have a lot less pain and less symptoms, and I'm just able to do a lot more now that I finally know what's wrong with me. I can actually be more myself, because I do feel like as much as I tried to mask my pain in videos and in life, you can only do it so much. And so like my playful side it came out sometimes, but it not to the extent that it is, you know, and I wasn't able to have as much fun or do as much as I wanted and all of that sort of stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's difficult when, like, you think about what you're able to do when you have pain that's bad enough where you're gritting your teeth pain, because that's what it was for me a lot of the time. If you have grit your teeth pain, I don't know how else to explain it. If you have that kind of pain, think about what you'd be able to do while you're in that pain and not having any relief from it. It really did stop me from feeling playful, from feeling creative as much as I could have been otherwise, from caring about a lot of things because I was in pain. It really just holds you back. So hopefully that's gone. It's still early days. I still have pain from post-surgery, so I don't know how good I'll be yet. And things haven't settled down symptom-wise fully because, you know, I mean, some of it may not settle down fully. I don't know. And some of it might just be I'm still recovering. You know, my organs have been in a certain way for like years and years, and suddenly they're free. So it's a whole new world, and I'm not quite used to it, and I don't even know quite how to feel about it all yet, which I know that sounds funny. I should just be happy about it, but I don't know how to feel about it. Part of me is like, I've lost 10 years of my life, and I know that's not true. Like, it's not like I wasn't able to do anything, but yeah, there's like a little bit of sadness to that, and just a little bit of like hopeful longing that I am well. Yeah, there's a little bit of what if it comes back. There's all of that stuff. I'll leave it there. You know, thanks everyone for your support and your patience, I guess. And like I said, I don't know how quickly I'll be back. I'm not trying to push myself too much just yet, but I am excited about, being able to do things pain-free. So hopefully, I'll be back. If you've just found me and, you're interested in maybe some creative stuff, stick around. I'm hoping now I'll be back in the swing of things soon and have some cool projects for you soon. And I don't know how to sign off on this video, obviously, because I feel like I'm rambling now. But just thank you to everyone, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye.